Hi everyone. So today I would like to talk about the mirror. When you are practicing the law of attraction, we know then that doesn't work because the law of attraction is always working. But I mean, if you are consciously using the law of attraction to create the life that you want, then you are encountering the mirror. And what is the mirror? The mirror is exactly the whole world that is reflecting to you what you have in between your ears. So your thoughts create your reality. So if you want to know what you're thinking, you have to just look around and see what your life looks like. And your life is going to mirror back to you what you have in between your ears. So a mistake that a lot of people make, including me, thank God, I now know better, but it doesn't mean that I can do it all the time. The reflection that we see today is what we created in the past. What we created yesterday will show up in my reality today. And if I practice a lot, the time between what my thoughts are and what is showing up in my real life is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So usually, because of the results that we see, we go backwards because we say, oh, it's not there yet. So that thought that it is not there creates separation again. So it is that separation that is delaying your manifestation. And so I would like you to really reflect on that, because once you understand that principle, everything in your life is going to change. Everything will shift. So you know, when you're watching my videos, that you first have to become the person that has the life that you would like to live. So all your goals, all your dreams, you have to, and the ones that read Neville Goddard, they know that you have to feel as if you already have it. The feeling is the secret. But there is another secret, in my opinion. You can feel it all day long, but if you, let's say you go to sleep and you feel it as if it's already real, you get up in the morning and you start looking for the proof in your mirror, in your life, then that means that you created the separation again. That means that you didn't believe that it was going to happen. So living from the end means that you stay in that state 24/7. So it's not only like going to sleep and waking up, and when you're in alpha brainwave state, and then you're going to visualize it, and you're going to feel the feeling as if you already have it. And but then when you start looking for the proof in your mirror, you already lost the game. And I have to be honest with you, this is my most difficult, this is the most difficult thing for me. There are many things that I can manifest right there and then, and the time is very short. I can think about something and it shows up in my reality right there and then. But then there is other stuff that I really am so far disconnected from, and then I focus on what I don't see, and then it goes bad. So I know that a couple of you asked me, because I pinpoint to that. I reference to how I created my lake house and how I manifested my lake house, and then they asked me to tell the story. So I'm going to tell the story of the lake house, and when I go back, then I understand why it unfolded the way it unfolded. So I wanted to buy a house at a lake in a certain spot, and I had all my reasons to want that specific house, but it was too expensive. It was for sale, but it was for me too expensive. And so I went to see the house. You know, when you want the car, you have to drive the car and feel it as if you already have it. And I went to see the house, and I got one of those beautiful folders with all the pictures of the house. And I took that with me. And for 6 months, I went to sleep every day looking at the pictures, then closing my eyes and pretending as if I was sleeping in the master bedroom of that house and what the view was. I really remember focusing on the view on the lake from my bedroom, beautiful. And I felt it as if I fell asleep in that bed and in that room. And also, in the morning when I got up, I felt as if I woke up in that room. But then so a lot of stuff was happening. So the house was sold, and I'm like, how can that be? It's my house. How can it be sold? So I lost my certainty for a little bit. I'm like, it's sold. But I knew that was not the truth. It was my house. I was sleeping in it every night. So how could it be sold to somebody else? So I kept doing the exercise, but I did see the proof that it was sold to somebody else. But I kept pretending not pretending. I slept in that room, I promise you. And then the sale didn't go through and it came back on the market. And then didn't get sold, it didn't get sold, it didn't get sold. And then one season later, that was like another 6 months later, they dropped the price. And at that point, this was in my price range. And so I went to see the house, I did a bid, and I got it. And I go home and I'm so excited. And I don't know what happened, but I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I have this. So I can't believe I have this. That vibe brought it back down. And I got a phone call from my broker, and she says, I have such bad news. Somebody came from the city and they offered a really substantial, like 10% or even more, 20% more than what you are offering. And even though you already signed the paperwork, they they're just gonna break it and you lost the house. And I was like, oh my God. And I knew I lost my certainty because it could only reflect what was going on in between my ears. So I knew I had to notch it up. And I completely ignored that had happened. And the next day, the inspection came and I said, why don't you cancel the inspection? Because you're not gonna get it. And I'm like, I'm gonna get it. And the inspection came and it was approved, everything was fine. And I called the seller and I said, listen, I'm going to pay whatever these people pay. And if you still want to give it to me. And then she gave it to me. And so that's how then the bank fell through a couple of times because I needed to have, because everybody around me told me that I could not buy that house. It was a little too high. But I did buy the house and I knew I could do it, even though it was a miracle, because it is only what I have in my head that will reflect in the outside world. And so if I could do it with a house, I should be able to do it with everything. But I promise you, I still have certain stuff that is hard to believe for me. Why? Because I listen to what is happening in my reality today, which is not, it's an illusion, Maya. Whatever is happening today, I created yesterday. So if I create something today, I can't see that result immediately. I need to understand that. I need to tell myself, no, 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 no. Whatever you see right now, that's over. So that is the trick. Whatever you see right now is done. That's not there anymore. And I don't say, because this is tricky, because you have to live in the now. Again, this is the duality. The duality of living in a world that has two sides and still staying in that balance of knowing that everything is happening here and now, but still also not being fooled by what our senses are telling us. I hope this makes sense to you. And if you are a seeker, I would recommend to stop seeking, because the seeking is what separates you. The word seeking means that you don't have it yet. The minute you say, I'm not a seeker, I'm there, I have it, I don't need to seek anything, it's here and now, and then play the game, because you're gonna seek and you're gonna not seek and you're gonna, but be aware of when you want to seek that bliss, that the idea of your perfect life, and you keep seeking it, then it's not going to show up in your reality. Because if you're a seeker, that's what's going to reflect in your mirror, and your mirror is going to show the seeking. But if you say, I'm there, I have it, I am it, then that's what's going to reflect in the mirror. And it's on many levels. And it is not, it's so easy to say it, and it's much more complicated to also do it. And again, if you're in it, it's so hard to see. So if you need somebody that can facilitate you, that can guide you, that can help you, that can see the label when you are in the jar, then call me. I'll help you through that, all that noise that's in your head. So you can find me. My details are below the video. Have a wonderful day, you guys. See you next time.